Whenever it comes to affordable watches, sometimes we make the mistake of buying cheap and nasty. But it's such a refreshing change to get watches like this that are cheap. In other words, they're inexpensive, but they're not nasty. Now see, these are from RZE. Travis has sent these out for us to have a look at. These are going to be available at $219. They're an automatic titanium case, extremely well finished, and I thought, nah, impossible. And you know what? Holding them in the hand and using them, it's RZE quality. It's everything that I get from any other RZE that I've ever handled, but coming in at 219 bucks, that's impressive. As you can see, we've got a couple of different colorways here. There's a blue one, there's a white one. These are field watches. They come in at about 38.5 millimeters. In fact, the dimensions that I measure, we've got a case diameter of 38.5 millimeters. The case height I measure at exactly 11.4 mil. We have a lug to lug of 45.2 and a lug width of 20 mil. Now the watches feature a signed screw down crown and it's 6.1 millimeters and it offers 100 meters of water resistance, and the total weight of the watches, the one on the rubber strap comes in at 75 grams and the one on the seat belt comes in at 57 grams. They're a nice field style watch made out of titanium and really affordable. On the wrist, the first impressions I get of this is extremely legible, easy to read, fantastic for a field watch, and you don't even know it's there. Coming in at 57 grams or 75 on this rubber strap, you don't even know that the watch is on your wrist, and it's a perfect daily wearer. It's brilliant. If you look at that case height, coming in at 11.4 mil, again, a pleasure on the wrist. The rubber strap, as you can see, good hardware, nice keepers, just a pleasure. These have been just a pleasure on the wrist. And when I say $219, that's the launch price. This is going to be a Kickstarter campaign. I'll leave the links in the description. The full recommended retail of these are going to come in at $299. I love a good daily beater, and what I've got here on the wrist, the hardware is very, very good. Titanium, it's a pleasurable experience as far as being a 38.5. It's probably a nice sweet spot for a field watch and extremely comfortable. Now if we look at the dial of both watches, as you can see, you've got Arabics from 1 to 12, 13 to 24. Evenly spaced, very nice balance, super easy to read. I've actually had both on the wrist. Personally, I prefer that. I love dials like this, but even the blue, it works really, really well. Now the movements in both watches are Seiko Instruments NH38. Very strong, robust and reliable movements, ticking away at 21,600 vibrations per hour, a nice reliable workhorse. If we have a look at the crown, like I said, it's a 6.1 millimeter crown, signed, screw down as well. It offers 100 meters of water resistance. We'll unscrew that. There's a healthy pop out, you can hear that. A single click will hack the movement and then we can adjust the time. Lock it in and the movement starts. The winding experience is as you'd expect from a Seiko Instruments movement, and the latch down experience locks in and you've got 100 meters of water resistance. Looking at the caseback, you can see you've got a Series 2 NH38, titanium, RZE, sapphire crystal, pretty much standard, but it does the job. Looking at this one, you can see the strap is really well made. Quick release, obviously, there's some nice branding, good breathability, the keepers, really good hardware. These are going to fly out the door because you're getting a good brand. And like I said at the beginning, for people who are a little bit hesitant to buy this brand, RZE, because of the money that you need to spend to get into a titanium watch, this is a steal. This is an absolute steal. All watches have positives and negatives, and look, to be honest, I'm really struggling to find negatives on these watches for the money that you're spending. For $219, the quality build is great. You know what? The only sort of thing that I found is the keeper, or the actual tang buckle on this particular one, the rubber one, that moves left and right. That's it. That's the only negative I found. The rest of, if you look at that one, that one's fantastic, nice and solid, but the rest of the watches, the rest of the build quality is great. The rubber strap is great, the seatbelt is quite nice, looks to be built and finished well, so there's not much to fault in these watches, and that's a joy. Having inexpensive watches but really well built, that's an absolute joy, and I love getting stuff like this on the channel because it just proves that you can get into horology, you can get into this hobby without spending an arm and a leg and get some really decent watches, and that's what I've got here. You've got RZE's DNA all over these. You're not going to break the bank in acquiring them. I think there's a lot of watch here for the money that's going to be spent. That's pretty cool. If you can get these, I'll leave the links in the description. If you can get these at the Kickstarter price, the launch price of $219, they're a bargain. They're an absolute bargain. Positives of these watches: very clean dials, very legible, price per quality, titanium. Yeah, the brand itself, I know the brand. I've had quite a few watches from Travis. These are fantastic. Looking at the packaging that the watch came in, you've got a box, no nonsense, with their branding. Inside there's a black case that holds the actual watch. No nonsense, no fuss. You're not paying a lot of money, but really nicely presented. The watch also comes in many different colorways, so it's good that there's a bit of variety. And look, I like the fact that you've just got a clean dial. The RZE logo is at the 6 o'clock. I think relatively sterile, but for a field watch, I think it works. It's clean. It's a time-telling device, not pretending to be anything else. And all the watches are going to come on a seatbelt style NATO, as you can see accordingly. Looking at the lume of the watches, you can see that it's nice, evenly applied. The handset seems to be doing a really good job. And if you notice on the blue version, those Arabics 1 to 12 are illuminated. On the production version, that won't be the case. So just letting you guys know. But apart from that, quite a decent lume for a field watch. I think this is a very intelligent move, introducing an affordable, well-built titanium watch in the market so that people can try out the quality and get into the hobby with something really decent, something really nice. Let me know what you guys think of these or the brand itself. I've had nothing but good watches coming out of RZE. The quality's been great. The variety's been really good. And these two, again, something different. Smaller, practical field watches. Really decent build quality. There's not much you can't like about these. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.